In this video, I finally solved Garten of BanBan 9. I'll explain everything, from the full story to how the game will probably end. So sit back, relax, and just leave this video playing in the background, whether you're doing homework or falling asleep. Starting with what will happen in BanBan 9. The story picks up right where BanBan 8 left off, but this time we're going further down than ever before. This isn't just another secret floor or forgotten hallway, it's the abyss, the lowest, most cursed part of the entire kindergarten. This is where the most unstable experiments were dumped, where failures were locked away, and where the darkest secrets of the facility have been buried for years. Even the Steam page warns us with that chilling line: the deeper you go, the less of yourself comes back. And if we look at the series pattern, the deeper we go, the more dangerous the experiments get. On the ground floor, we had simple mascots like Opila Bird and Jumbobosh. By floor -1, things escalated with BanBan, Banbalina, Nabnab, and even Zulfius. Then by floor -3, we were facing Stinger Flynn, Tamataki, and Chamataki, and Nabnalina, monsters that were way more unstable. So the pattern is obvious: the further down, the worse it gets. And since BanBan 9 takes us into the abyss itself, the lowest point of the entire kindergarten, we can almost guarantee this is where the scariest, most unstable characters in the whole series will finally appear. Now let's talk about Brashista, because she's already confirmed to play a massive role in BanBan 9. At the very end of BanBan 8, we saw her tail sliding across the screen. And then, when BanBan 9's icon was revealed, Brashista was right in the center. That's not a coincidence. That's the Euphoric brothers telling us straight up that she's the main focus of this chapter. The abyss is her home. Just like Syringan ruled his tower, Brashista seems to rule the abyss. That means, at the start of BanBan 9, she'll likely guide the player, showing us how to move through the shadows, traps, and horrors that live down there. But don't think that makes her a friend. Brashista has already warned us herself with that creepy line: "You need me as much as I need you. Trust me." Now the rules change. That doesn't sound like loyalty. That sounds like betrayal waiting to happen. If history repeats itself, she'll probably help us for a while. But once her mission is done, she'll turn against us. Just like Syringan in BanBan 7, who guided us through the fight with the notified army before stabbing us in the back. Brashista could be walking that exact same path. Ally first, monster later. And that's not all. The abyss is going to be packed with enemies, both old and new. Characters like Sheriff Toadster are still alive, still angry, and probably waiting for revenge. But the real danger comes from what's new, especially the abomination. After BanBan and Flumbo both fell into the Gavanium barrel, something horrifying was created. Fans believe the monster from the BanBan 9 teaser, the one everyone calls Super Hellish BanBan, isn't just BanBan. It could be a fusion of BanBan and Flumbo. And the wildest part? The Euphoric brothers themselves may have already confirmed it. In their most recent music video, the ending literally shows BanBan and Flumbo merging into one body. That's basically the abomination theory in plain sight. And if that wasn't enough, that same music video teased Zulfius too. He was shown getting darker and darker, hinting that his role in BanBan 9 is going to be more sinister than ever before. Now let's move over to gameplay. The flashlight and the remote from BanBan 8 are definitely coming back, but we know the Euphoric brothers love upgrading mechanics each chapter. In BanBan 8, we got the remote 3.0 with new abilities, so it wouldn't be surprising if BanBan 9 introduces something even stronger. And since Brashista is such an important character, maybe she'll be the one to hand us a brand new remote 4.0, just like Syringan did before. With the abyss being darker and more dangerous than anything we've seen, it makes sense we'll need upgraded tools to survive. Of course, with a new setting comes brand new puzzles. BanBan 8 already introduced a wider variety of puzzles that tied directly into the horror atmosphere, so we can expect BanBan 9 to push that even further. But it's not just about puzzles this time, it's about survival. The developers have made it clear the abyss is unforgiving, which means the puzzles might not just challenge our brains, but test our ability to stay alive under constant threat. threat. And here's where things really get interesting. BanBan 9 could finally answer the biggest mystery of the series. What happened to the missing children? Remember back in BanBan 2, BanBan himself warned us with that chilling line, "Someone else has your children, someone far stronger, who resides deep in the abyss."
You're here for your children. I too am working towards saving them, if you can believe it. But someone else has them. Someone far stronger than you and me both, that resides deep in the abyss.
Well, BanBan 9 literally takes place in the abyss. That means this is the chapter where we'll finally uncover the truth. But here's the problem. BanBan's warning also told us this villain is far stronger than anything we've faced before. That suggests we won't be able to defeat them alone. And who might step in to help? Possibly Brashista. Her line, "You need me as much as I need you," could be a direct hint that she knows exactly where the children are, and she'll guide us there. Whether she betrays us after or not, her knowledge of the abyss makes her the perfect bridge to this long-awaited reveal. And if that wasn't enough, the BanBan 9 Steam page drops another massive clue. It says the truth behind BanBan's kindergarten is closer than ever. That means two things. First, the series is heading toward its endgame. The euphoric brothers are no longer just teasing, they're flat out telling us the answers are coming soon. Second, it confirms we'll finally start to uncover the real secrets of the kindergarten itself. In BanBan 8, one of the VHS tapes revealed that Syringan was the reason behind BanBan's hellish transformation problem. That was our first real peek behind the curtain. In BanBan 9, we can expect those secrets to get even darker, finally showing us the true origins of the mascots, Gavanium, and maybe even the reason the kindergarten exists at all. And now let's talk about Zulfius, and what kind of role he might play in BanBan 9. BanBan 8 completely changed how we look at him, because in the game, when Flumbo grabs us and leaps into the void, we don't fall into just any pit, we fall straight into the mouth of Zulfius. And that's when we see something no one expected. Inside of Zulfius is an entire Gavanium village, whole families, whole communities, all trapped inside him. It's like he isn't just a character, he's a living prison, hiding something massive from us. But that discovery leads to even bigger questions. How did the villagers end up inside Zulfius? And why is he the one carrying them within his body? To answer that, we have to rewind all the way back to BanBan 0. In that game, we saw BanBan lock Flumbo inside a closet, and later a case update revealed that the facility searched endlessly for Flumbo, but was never able to find him. Eventually, they declared him dead, but the real reason they couldn't locate him is far darker, because the people who actually knew the truth were thrown inside Zulfius by Syringan. From the very beginning, Zulfius wasn't just a mysterious shadow in the background. He was being used as a living container to hide the truth. And that explains why the Gavanium blobs we encountered in BanBan 0 were later revealed to be the very same citizens we find trapped inside Zulfius in BanBan 8. Anyone connected to Flumbo's disappearance, anyone who had knowledge of what really happened, was swallowed up and hidden inside him by Syringan. That's the real reason the facility felt so confident declaring Flumbo dead. It wasn't because they had proof, it was because every single witness was gone, erased from the surface and locked inside a place no one could ever reach. This also sheds light on why the elder Gavanium villager knew just how important Flumbo was. He understood that Flumbo wasn't just another failed experiment, he was the centerpiece of everything. That's why he gave us that VHS tape, the one that exposed Syringan's darkest secret and eventually led to his downfall. The villagers had been carrying truths that Syringan wanted buried forever, and Zulfius became the prison for those truths, forced to hold them within his body. But here's where things get really interesting, because for almost the entire series, Zulfius never speaks. He just watches in silence. Yet in BanBan 3, there's one single moment where he finally breaks that silence. He says 3 words. Lo siento. For those who don't know, that's Spanish, and it means I am sorry. But why would Zulfius, the most mysterious figure figure in the whole series, suddenly apologized to the player, and why in Spanish? We actually get more clues about this in BanBan 6. In one of the child notes, there's a drawing of Zulfius staring at children, but here's the disturbing part. He's not angry, he's not threatening, he's crying. Actual tears streaming down his massive face, and right there on the same note, Miss Mason leaves a warning for the children. Do not talk to the face. It's crystal clear she's talking about Zulfius. Now this gives us 4 huge questions we still don't have answers for. First, why does Zulfius cry when he sees the children? Second, why did Miss Mason specifically warn them not to talk to him? What secret was she trying to keep hidden? Third, how does Zulfius even know where the children are? And fourth, why did he tell the player, "I'm sorry," in the first place? And why in Spanish? That last detail might not be random at all. In BanBan 6, when exploring the nanny's room, we discover a Spanish to English dictionary. It seems small at first, but when you connect the dots, it makes sense. The only character in the series who speaks Spanish is Zulfius. The nanny and Zulfius are likely connected somehow. Either way, the fact that Zulfius's only words are in Spanish can't just be a coincidence. And when it comes to the missing children, I think Zulfius knows more than anyone else in the entire series. The child notes strongly suggest he's aware of their location. It even looks like he tried to reach out to them, to communicate. That's probably why Miss Mason was so insistent about not talking to him. But the real heartbreak is this. Why did he say, "I'm sorry" to us, the player? The most logical explanation is that he understands why we're here. He knows we're searching for our missing children, and he also knows how hopeless that mission really is. Maybe he feels the player's pain. Maybe he's even watched countless parents search before us. And because he can't step in, because he can't directly change anything, the only thing he can do is whisper those words, "I'm sorry." That moment completely changes how we see Zulfius. He's not just a monster lurking in the shadows. He's a vault of secrets, yes, but maybe also a witness to everything that's been hidden. Maybe he's been watching all along, not because he wants to hurt us, but because he feels guilty for not being able to help. And here's the final big question. What kind of role will Zulfius actually play in BanBan 9? Right now, we only know about the Gavanium village hidden inside him, but who's to say that's all there is? Zulfius is massive. He could be hiding far more secrets, maybe even experiments or truths the facility wanted erased forever. We've only scratched the surface of what's inside him. And here's where things get even more interesting. In the Euphoric Brothers' most recent music video, Zulfius is shown getting darker and darker with each scene. That's not just a design choice, it's a hint. It almost confirms that he's about to take on a much bigger role in BanBan 9. But the real question is, will he finally step out of the shadows and reveal those dark truths himself? Or will he remain silent like before, forcing us to piece everything together? The teasers give us just enough to stay curious, but the fact that Zulfius is being shown in this darker, more menacing way is probably setting up something massive. And now, it's time to go over every character who's dead. Characters that will never return and will never play a role in BanBan 9. So let's start from the very beginning, because the deeper we go, the worse things get. BanBan 1 is honestly the calm before the storm. No one dies here. No major character, no side character, nothing. But everything changes instantly in BanBan 2. This is the first time fans realized the series wasn't just about cute mascots. Here, we see a total of 6 deaths, and all of them come from the Fiddles group. 5 of them are already dead when we find them, and the one surviving Fiddles ends up dying because the player accidentally kills him. And the worst part, even after so many games and so many theories, we still don't know who killed the group in the first place. It's still one of the biggest unsolved mysteries in the entire series. Then we move to BanBan 3, and surprisingly, the game slows down again. BanBan 3 has absolutely 0 confirmed deaths. The entire story is more focused on exploration and understanding the facility rather than losing characters. And honestly, this little break didn't last long at all, because BanBan 4 hits way harder than expected. BanBan 4 is where we lose Queen Bouncelia. She was one of the most iconic, kind-hearted, and emotional characters in the series. After that, BanBan 5 was skipped by the developers, so we jump straight to BanBan 6. This chapter is calmer again with only 2 deaths, and both of them belong to the unnamed Jester experience. experiments. They knock each other off a platform and fall to their deaths. Simple, but still very brutal. Then comes BanBan 7, and this is where everything completely explodes. BanBan 7 has a total of 15 deaths. Most of them are unnamed citizens who were brutally killed by Syringan. This is the chapter that fully shows how dangerous Syringan really is. He's not just a scientist. He's not just an antagonist. He's a monster who doesn't hesitate to kill anyone who gets in his way. But the most painful death in BanBan 7 is Bitter Giggle. His death was emotional, sudden, and left a massive impact on fans. Sheriff Toadster accidentally kills him during the chase, and to this day, people still argue whether that was truly an accident or if Toadster was angry and acted without thinking. Either way, Bitter Giggle's death is one of the darkest moments in the whole series. Next, we have BanBan 0. This game is filled with lore and chaos, but it also includes two important deaths. The chesskeeper blob dies after being accidentally killed by the island raider blob.
I have sailed the 7 seas for this treasure! And still, you're not getting any of it. Mine! Are you okay? Hello? What have I done?
And then we have one of the most intense fights in the whole series, Ramamba versus Baby BanBan. That fight ends with Ramamba dying, and the way everything is animated makes it feel even more brutal. Many fans still say this is one of the most underrated deaths in the entire franchise. Now, let's talk about Jumbobosh Faiths in BanBan 9. After the release of BanBan 8, right at the very beginning of the game, inside Sir Dadadu's room, we find Jumbobosh lying unconscious. His huge body is broken, covered in purple scars from the massive blast he suffered in BanBan 7. At first glance, he looks gone forever, but when you look closely, you can see something small but important. He's still breathing. His chest moves up and down, confirming that Jumbobosh is not dead, at least not yet. But with injuries this bad, the real question is, will he ever recover? Or have we just witnessed the beginning of his final chapter? To even begin to answer that, we have to rewind and look at everything Jumbobosh has been through since the very beginning. His entire history in the series shows just how incredibly hard he is to kill. In BanBan 1, he shocked everyone with his very first appearance. Out of nowhere, he slammed down on the elevator in the final scene and instantly became one of the most terrifying characters in the game. Then BanBan 2 gave fans another twist. At the very start of the game, Jumbobosh was shown lying unconscious on the floor, and many people thought his role was done, but that assumption didn't last long. By the ending of BanBan 2, he came roaring back, chasing the player through tight hallways and smashing through walls like they were paper. The message was clear. Jumbobosh might fall down, but he always comes back stronger. In BanBan 3, he had one of his most jaw-dropping scenes in the entire franchise. Hellish BanBan was seconds away from catching us, and just as all hope seemed lost, Jumbobosh appeared out of the darkness and delivered a single knockout punch that sent BanBan to the ground. The fight didn't end there. When Stinger Flynn tried to step in and break things up, Jumbobosh didn't hesitate. He grabbed Flynn and slammed him into the ground like he weighed nothing at all. That moment cemented him as the strongest physical fighter in the entire series. And yet, despite all that strength, Jumbobosh's story kept taking turns. In BanBan 4, Sheriff Toadster managed to trap him. Later, in BanBan 6, we found him chained up in a jail cell, his massive hands locked down. Seeing him in chains was shocking because it reminded players that no matter how powerful he was, the facility found ways to keep him under control. Then came BanBan 7, and this was without question his greatest battle so far. Jumbobosh went head-to-head against the entire Nautified army. One by one, he destroyed every single soldier that stood in his way. He didn't just fight them, he crushed them with overwhelming strength. His fight against Sir Dadadu was especially brutal. By the end of it, Sir Dadadu himself admitted in BanBan 8 that half of my body is still numb, a direct result of the beating Josh gave him. It was the clearest sign yet of just how unstoppable he really was. But then, at the very peak of his power, came his downfall. In the chaos of battle, Jumbobosh accidentally swallowed the Queen's scepter. water, mistaking it for a lollipop. That one mistake changed everything. The moment it went down, a massive explosion erupted, knocking Jumbo Josh completely unconscious. The blast was so violent that it left him broken, with purple scars spreading across his body. And the first time we see Jumbo Josh in BanBan 8 lying on the floor of Sir Dadadu's room, it honestly looks like he's gone. He's motionless, his body covered in purple scars, and for a moment, it feels like one of the strongest mascots in the series has finally fallen. But if you look closely, you notice it. He's still breathing. He's alive, but just barely. And that immediately raises the big question. After taking that much damage, after everything he's been through, can he really survive? Let's not forget, Jumbo Josh isn't just any character. He's the powerhouse of the series, the one no one could physically defeat. He slammed Stinger Flynn into the ground like he was nothing. He fought an entire nautified army on his own, and beyond that, he survived things no one else could, like the elevator crash back in BanBan 1 and 2. That history tells us one thing: his body is built differently. His immune system, his durability, his sheer strength. Jumbo Josh has always been the unstoppable wall of the BanBan universe. But now things are different. Seeing him injured like this shows us a side of him we've never seen before. And that's where BanBan 9 comes in. If you look at the Steam page images, Jumbo Josh appears again. That's no coincidence. Most of the time, when a character shows up in the promotional art or teaser trailers, they play some role in the story. So it's almost certain he'll return. The real question is, in what way? Maybe BanBan 9 will give us a mission where we actually have to save him. Think about it. Every BanBan game is packed with puzzles and tasks. What if one of those puzzles is tied to keeping Jumbo Josh alive, repairing his wounds, reviving his strength, or even finding someone with the knowledge to heal him? Syringeon is gone, but maybe a new character, or even a Gavanium scientist, could step in to try and restore him. And it honestly makes sense that someone would want to keep Jumbo Josh alive. Let's be real. Sometimes he's the only reason the player or the other characters survive. Go back to BanBan 7. Without him, the Nautified army would have completely crushed everything. He was the only one strong enough to take them head on, and even Sir Dadadu admitted the damage Josh left him with was unbearable. That's the kind of presence Josh has. He changes the battlefield just by existing. And with BanBan 9 teasing even darker threats, having him alive might not just be useful, it might be absolutely necessary. And now, I'm going to tell you every character that has been confirmed for BanBan 9. The first one is pretty obvious: Brashista. At the end of BanBan 8, we clearly saw her tail in the final cutscene, and she even appears on the official BanBan 9 game icon. That alone confirms she's not just a background figure anymore. She's going to be one of the central characters in BanBan 9. For a long time, Brashista's story was told through her paintings and creations, but now she's stepping out of the shadows. Expect her to be at the very heart of the next game's storyline. The second character is also easy to predict: the terrifying, hellish BanBan. We already saw this monster in the very first teaser trailer for BanBan 9, and fans instantly gave him names. Some call him a mix of BanBan and Flumbo, while others simply call him Super Hellish BanBan. But whatever name you use, one thing is clear: this isn't the BanBan we once knew. Because of his exposure to extremely high levels of Gavanium, his mind is gone. He's completely lost all control, and now he's nothing more than a brainless, unstoppable monster. We know from past lore that when a character is exposed to too much Gavanium, their intelligence drops dramatically, sometimes to zero. That's exactly what happened to BanBan. He's no longer capable of reason, he's pure aggression. In BanBan 9, he's almost guaranteed to be one of the biggest threats we'll face. Next, we need to talk about Varza. After the player killed Miss Mimicker in BanBan 8, Varza appeared and gave us a chilling warning. He said, "Look at you with your stupid little ears. You think you're so perfect. You and your human friend, you're not better than any of us. I will be back. You can be sure of that. Nobody escapes my fire." That's not just random dialogue. That's foreshadowing. Varza all but promised that he'll return in the next game, and based on the way he spoke, it's clear his role will be about revenge. BanBan 9 might be where he finally tries to settle the score score with the player. Then we have Truffletooth. We know he's part of Syringen's reclamation team, but he didn't appear anywhere in BanBan 8. That's suspicious. His absence almost feels intentional, like he's being saved for the next chapter. Back in BanBan 0, Truffletooth was shown as a cute, friendly character, almost innocent compared to the others, but things have changed. He's no longer the same Truffletooth we knew. Now that he's aligned with the reclamation team, his entire purpose is to hunt down the player. That means the chances of him being friendly this time are extremely low. In BanBan 9, we might see a darker side of Truffletooth that no one was expecting. And then there's Sheriff Toadster. Ever since BanBan 4, he's been a recurring character with a pretty big role. In BanBan 4, he acted as a guide. In BanBan 7, he even saved us from hellish Bittergiggle. But things shifted in BanBan 8. When we tried to escape from jail, Sheriff Toadster grew angry, clearly conflicted about our actions. And if you look at the Steam images for BanBan 9, you can see him looking sad, most likely because he's lost so much. His friends, Queen Bouncelia, and even his sense of order. Of course, Sheriff Toadster will still appear in BanBan 9, but I don't think he'll have the same importance he once did. The truth is, with every new game, the Euphoric brothers continue adding more and more characters to the story. Each chapter introduces fresh faces, new designs, and mysterious figures that demand attention. And because of that, the roster has grown so large that it's no longer possible for every older character to keep playing a huge role. Some of the early fan favorites, who once carried the spotlight, have slowly been pushed into the background. It's not that they're gone for good, it's that the focus has shifted. Characters like Sheriff Toadster, who played critical parts in BanBan 4 and BanBan 7, are now facing this problem. In BanBan 9, he'll still appear, but the chances of him being a central figure are low. The spotlight is moving toward new creations, new villains, and new mysteries. That's the pattern of the series. Older characters remain part of the world, but their presence fades as the Euphoric brothers prioritize building the next wave of monsters. And then we have jumbobosh. In BanBan 8, we only saw him lying on the ground, badly injured, but despite how hopeless he looked, he's still alive. In fact, if you look at the Steam images for BanBan 9, he appears again, still wounded and unable to move. That alone proves that he hasn't been written off yet. The question is, what role will he play going forward? Maybe in BanBan 9, we'll finally get a mission to help or save him, possibly even restoring him back to his old self. Or maybe his suffering will continue and he'll remain helpless until another character steps in. Either way, jumbobosh is far from gone, and his presence in BanBan 9 is guaranteed. Next, let's talk about Stinger Flynn. He's one of the only characters who has appeared in almost every single BanBan game, and by now, the dream sequences connected to him have practically become part of the series' DNA. Every chapter, we're pulled into his strange world, where his thoughts and regrets reveal more about the kindergarten than anything else. In BanBan 8, though, we saw something new. Instead of his normal form, we were shown a smaller, baby-like version of Stinger Flynn with a strange black spot on his head that looked like an injury. That detail can't be ignored. It suggests that Stinger Flynn's dreams are changing, becoming darker and more twisted, and BanBan 9 will almost certainly bring him back with another sequence that reveals even more secrets about the facility.